Greetings, chess players, and welcome back. Once again, my name is Chris Torres, and this is Daily Chess Musings. I am very honored to have our next guest with us. He has been a a regular fixture at Northern California tournaments for the past 15 or so years. Well, not quite that long, but it seems like it. Um, and it has been a real fun time to watch him grow up, both as a human being and as a chess player. Um, so, without further ado, let me introduce to you International Master Elect Josiah Stearman. Hi, Josiah. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you, Chris.
So as you know, Josiah, in our free Thanksgiving break chess camp, we had a lot of students, and I have a full page of questions. So let's get right to it. Um,
All right.
One really good question from Erm999 is, what do you think is the best part of chess?
The best part of chess. One answer many people may say is winning. That is definitely quite some fun, a fun part of chess. But I think my favorite part of chess is the fact that you can be so creative. Not only with opening choice, with opening preparation, but also just, the chessboard being your canvas basically, and yourself being an artist. Just all the different possibilities, all the different combinations that can come about. It's just really a beautiful game. Being able to use your mind, for however long the game is, couple hours, 1 to 2, 3, 4 hours. It's just amazing. The things that we come up with, and the never-ending things that we're finding out about the game is just truly remarkable.
Awesome. Now from Puffy Puffball. If you were playing chess just for fun, would you rather play a really long and intense game that is a draw or a short, easy game where you win?
I think it would probably be better stated the other way around, where it's a really long, intense game that you barely eked out for a win, or you just a quick draw. But at the end of the day, however I get the win, I'll take it. I'm definitely one to rather win than draw, so I'll take the really long, intense win. And sometimes those feel the best. So.
Okay, excellent answer. Another question. Lush Child wants to know, I want to keep my chess good during COVID 19. What do I do?
Well, besides the fact that we unfortunately cannot play in-person tournaments, actually, most of the things that you should be doing are relatively the same as you were doing in person. So, keep it up with online games, whatever time control suits you the best, either rapid or blitz. I would shy away from bullet. That may be fun, but probably not the most conducive way to better improve yourself. And then, keep up with tactics, reading those chess books, and just keep up with the same kind of stuff. And also, there's starting to be some online tournaments surfacing, that you can either play for money, or I'm sure Chris has probably talked some about some of the online tournaments, and then also some in-person tournaments have started popping up here and there as well. So just be on the lookout for that. But just keep it up. A couple hours a day, it should work for you. Just playing tactics, books, however your regimen was before, and just keep up with that.
How many hours a day are you spending, studying chess these days?
Yeah, I saw that was one of the questions. It depends. I'm still in school, so not able to dedicate as much time as I would like to chess. But I have recently been able to get a couple hours a day, and but for me, it's mostly just opening preparation. I'm preparing for some big tournaments coming up in the next month. I have actually three big tournaments, two GM norm tournaments, and then one World Youth Rapid Championship, which I'll be playing in. And then also next month we're playing the Pan Ams for collegiates. And so, got a lot of things on my plate, so I'm going to be studying a lot more in the next coming 2 months. So I would say around 2 to 3.
And you mentioned that you're spending a lot of time on opening preparation. Getting ready for our broadcast today, Josiah said something to me quite surprising that I thought bared repeating. As you guys know, the position that we have up is from the game that he played against Richard Francisco on October 2nd, 2020. It is a fantastic game. And this position is that iconic ending where Josiah has just played bishop takes e5. Um, but he handled the opening extremely professionally. So I titled the game Quid Pro as kind of a play on words with the Queen Indian defense and how he handled the opening so professionally. And what did you say to me a moment ago, Josiah? Go ahead and repeat that.
Yeah, that was actually yeah, that was the first time I'd play the Queen's Indian from the white side actually. And I would say the reason I was able to play such a, I guess you would say model game is just because I had put a lot of preparation into the opening itself. And what I mean by that is I've looked at a lot of lines, a few games as well of just how to play a model kind of like attacking style, opening up the king side as you guys saw in the game. And also, it really just matched my style of play. So, you always want to pick openings that really match your style of play and that you can be comfortable in. And that's what I found here. And that's how I was able to, even though it was my first time playing it, I was able to kind of, this is where the creativeness comes in. I was able to, on the spot, come up with some nice ideas, attacking on the king side and opening up the center and creating ideas for myself, even from a new position.
I'll say. And, it's interesting watching you play Scholastics in Northern California for a lot of years. You were known as a 1E4 player. And you've been playing a lot of 1D4 lately and having some great success with it. Did you want to talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, like as many know, I play E4 all my life. Actually, basically up until these tournaments where I started playing D4, and it was just a small change. Sometimes you hit a plateau. Before I hadn't been improving much. I was around FIDE master for like 3 or 4 years, and so I decided to switch some things up, and E4 just wasn't giving me the breakthrough that I was looking for. And so, I surprised a few people with this 1D4. Definitely they were expecting my bread and butter 1E4. So, sometimes you just got to change some things up if it's not working for you. And it was the breakthrough that I needed to make the push for IM.
Nice, nice. Sometimes you have to step a little bit out of your comfort zone, right? To
Yeah,
to
for
get a little
sure.
bit better. Um, Anayan wants to know what are your hobbies? So obviously, other than chess.
Yes, yes. I mean, it's very important that you keep up with hobbies outside of chess. Chess doesn't have to be your one and only thing. But for me, I like to play sports a lot. Besides my schooling that I do, I wouldn't consider that a hobby. That's almost like a job for me. But I love playing sports. I would say my favorite is baseball, and I love playing like casually basketball. Sometimes two-hand touch football. My favorite actually is, they're not open right now, is but bowling. I've actually discovered I really like bowling. And I'm actually pretty decent at it. I average like a 200, 210 if that
Wow.
means anything
Yeah.
to any beginners out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very very impressive. They used to actually have a, bowling alley on campus at UC Berkeley.
They did. Yeah, I was actually very I didn't know because I've been to campus before. I didn't know that they used to have it, but when I found out they used to have it and took it away, I was so sad.
Yeah, they
Because
used
that
it.
definitely
They
would
used
be
it
great.
for more space for books. But now
Yes, they
they
did.
don't
Yeah,
sell
I
as
heard
many books as they used to, so they should have kept the
that.
bowling alley.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got that one. We got that one. Veed 29311 wants to know: Are there any special openings that work for you almost every time?
That's very hard to say. I mean, there's definitely not going to be a opening that works for me every time, but I would say my pet line is the close Sicilian. That is definitely something that I've played all my life, and I still go to it for blitz, and I know it inside and out like the back of my hand. So um, definitely the close Sicilian would be my go-to. But there, you find an opening that you're comfortable in and that you can play over and over again, and you're not going to fall into any traps in the opening. That's perfect. There's not going to be any opening that's just going to crush everyone every single time. Your opponents are going to be respectable players, and you just gotta do what you gotta do. Maybe switch it up from time to time. But my opening would be the close Sicilian.
Nice. Now, you mentioned playing it often in Blitz. I've noticed that you're one of the young guns who's not streaming, not into the streaming. Is that a
Yeah,
conscious decision because you're more focused on these GM norm tournaments and things?
I would say so. Yeah, I did. I actually did stream for a while, over the beginning of quarantine, and also I was actually one of the first, not the first people, but before it was a thing,
Hmm.
I would stream, um, quite often, but it just wasn't very fun. I mean, it was fun, but I didn't have many people watching, and like, it kind of got laborious. And also a funny thing, Sam Shanklin, who I know everyone here should be familiar with, former U.S. champion, and very strong player. He former mentor of mine as well. He told me that we were on a BART train together, and he was like, I saw you streaming a couple times, and you should definitely like not do that. He was saying that it's definitely not conducive to your chess. And from that on, I didn't like stop from that point,
Hmm.
but I kind of kept that back of my mind, and I was like, Sam Shanklin says that you should stop streaming, then you probably should stop streaming.
Yeah. Well,
So, yeah.
I think you would be a lot more popular now with the streaming folks, but we certainly
Yeah.
can't argue with the results that you've been having. You're one of the. I mean, there aren't a lot of opportunities to earn norms right now, and you're one of the guys earning norms and finishing requirements. So, um, tell us about the requirements to be an international master. And
Yeah, so uh, yeah, so there's as most of you know, a USCF rating, but then there's also FIDE rating, which is what matters as you get higher in the ranks, which is a world rating. And to achieve International Master, you need the rating of 2400. But also with that, you need three International Master norms. And to achieve that, you need to go to norm tournaments, and which are special tournaments that are from anywhere from 9 to 11 rounds, and basically, you need to have an international master performance. So perform as an international master would, maybe a little bit better. We give the performance rating 2450, so a relatively strong IM performance. And if you get three of those, there's also some other requirements, like you have to play a certain amount of foreign players and stuff like that. But basically, just you go to the norm tournaments, get three norms, 2400 rating, and then you're international master.
that easy, huh?
Yep,
Well,
that easy.
okay.
Only took me like 4 years from the time that I made FIDE Master.
What age did you
Uh,
make FIDE Master?
I made FIDE Master very young, actually. I think I was like 12 or something, which was really great at the time, but it did suck to be at a plateau for so long.
Let's see. Another question from Jujuf of the Jungle. Um, Wants to know, what do you consider the best part of the game? Are you better at opening, middle game, or end game?
I would say I'm the best at the middle game. Because I mean, opening and end game is something that you have to study a lot to be very good at, and I'm decent at it because I do a little bit of studying. But compared to my peers who are like, at it, some of them are homeschooled, don't have like, you don't go to university, they can like study those things inside and out. But I would say I thrive the best in middle games where you can be the most creative. I'm very tactical, very good at tactics, and so I definitely thrive the most in those middle game positions.
Um, Excellent. I have another question from Kabiblet. This is an interesting question. Chess.com always tells me after my games that I had a bunch of missed opportunities to win. What's your advice on how to end it faster?
Hmm. Um, I feel like I'm always asked that by my students. Like, man, I always getting swindled. How can I quicker end the game? I mean, like, if you get the win, you get the win. If you're winning and then you lost, that's a different different
Hmm.
story. But it's like you just gotta more experience. It will come with more experience, and I know it is a very frustrating answer because that means that you have to play for longer and you have to wait it out a little bit. But just be honing in those tactics because often those missed opportunities are some basic tactics that you've seen before and you're capable of finding. And it's just about being able to recognize those patterns better and quicker because these are probably blitz games you're playing, and so very often it'll be some type of tactic that you're missing out on. And so just hone in those tactics, and just with more experience comes more technique, and with that more technique, you won't get swindled as much. So
Awesome.
that's my
Um,
advice. Yeah.
before we have you go, Josiah, what would you like to promote or talk about? Your could be your upcoming tournaments that you're going to be playing in that we can root for you, or any classes you're going to be teaching. Also, I know you're a private coach as well. You've been coaching
hmm
some chess students, so go ahead and talk about whatever you have coming up that you want to plug.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I do give lessons, private lessons, and if you want, Chris, you can send them my email or contact information. And I still am giving my FIDE master rate because I'm not an international master yet. So if you want to get in on that, you can do that. I also have, like I said, those three tournaments coming up, and one of them being my the World Youth Rapid. There's a qualifier coming up actually in 3 days on December 2nd. And it's first American. We do North American and South American qualifier to the finals, and hopefully I can qualify to the finals for that. And I'll send you the links in a bit. Does this camp run? Is this today's the last day or?
Yeah, today's the last day, but what I can do is, the stuff you send me, I can just go ahead and put up on the blog. And
Okay, sounds good.
so, yeah, everybody who's watching, check out the blog because Josiah's going to be sending me what he's got coming up. Now, you mentioned the World Youth Rapid. Any other players of your friends from the United States that are also going to be playing?
Yeah, it's basically a United States dominated qualifier because it's North America. But Hans Niemann, who I'm sure you're aware of, is the top seed, and then Justin Wang, very strong young international master, and then also David Brodsky, another international master, and then myself are the four top contenders for that qualifier. And you need to get top three to qualify to the finals. So
Wow.
I'll be trying to beat out one of my peers for that spot.
Yeah, that sounds like a very and that's going to be broadcast online, I'm sure, right?
Yes, for sure. On pretty much all formats. Probably chess.com, but I know for sure chess 24 and other broadcasts
And what
like
was
that.
the date on that again, so I can make sure I watch?
It's December 2nd, but
Ooh, right.
they may sometimes list it as December 1st because it's I believe it's December 1st and in some regions or something like that.
So right around the corner. Um,
Yes, right around.
well, we all wish you the best of skill in that tournament, and I'm sure you have a few hundred extra fans now after seeing that game you played against Richard Francisco, and for sharing your time with us today. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think this was very useful and inspiring for everybody who's watching. And yeah, it's just awesome to catch up with you. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Josiah.
All
All
right.
right.
Have a good
Talk to
one.
you later, man.
See ya.